Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video. And today we're going to be talking about a couple of retro style games that I think you guys should be keeping your eyes out on. These games come from Super Rare, which I feel is one of the top limited print companies out there. I think they have a pretty good reputation. They've been out at least more than 5 years now, and I remember when they first came out, they focused solely on Switch, but they kind of dipped into PS4 and PS5 releases as well, so they're stepping it up. But anyways, guys, let's check out what they got. Nightmare Reaper is a love letter to the boomer shooters of the past. Now, when it comes to these type of games, I didn't really get into them until a bit later, kind of like when they were falling off, maybe like I want to say in the mid 2000s. But getting back into them now, I think they're pretty cool. They just kind of just throw you into the action, and Nightmare Reaper does that insanely. You're in a nightmare, you have an arsenal of weapons, everything moves pretty fast, so you got to be quick on your toes to survive in this game. I'm really happy that I found out about this game, and I don't think I would have found out about it if it hadn't been for Super Rare putting this on the map for me, because obviously, on this channel, we like to collect the physical, and this game would have just fell in a digital loop or digital pool of like lost games, because it's so saturated. But glad they picked this out for a physical release. It definitely deserves it. Here's Cyber Shadow. I believe this is the same team that made the Shovel Knight games. I'm pretty sure you guys remember those. Those were pretty popular. Now, from what I've seen with this game, it looks like a little bit of Ninja Gaiden, of course, maybe a little Shatterhand, Shadow of the Ninja, and maybe a little bit of Castlevania, even some Shinobi. And that's good because I like all of those games. This game's been out for a few years now, and I believe it came out in 2021. And when I saw the game back then, I thought it looked pretty good. But you guys know how I am. If it doesn't have a physical release, I won't pay that much attention to it. So I kind of waited for it, and years later, it finally got a physical release. I'm going to get into this game, but I got to finish up another game, The Messenger. I'm almost done with that one. Then I want to focus on this one, but I'm looking forward to it because this game looks like it actually might be more my cup of tea over The Messenger. We'll see how it goes, but definitely something solid here that I think a lot of people might like. So if you see Cyber Shadow out there, definitely check it out. Here is the Tartarus Key. Now, this is a first-person survival horror game where you play as a woman named Alex who wakes up trapped in a mysterious mansion. She discovers she's not alone. There's another person, Detective Taurus, that's in there trapped as well. The two of them kind of team up and try to escape. What pulled me in immediately about this game is that the graphics look like PS1. That's where I feel like the golden years of survival horror was. At least PS1, the PS2. Now, going back to this game, you'll be kind of like trying to escape these rooms, in a timely manner. The puzzles could get kind of weird, and it's very tense because it's like, in a way, it's kind of like Saw. You have traps and stuff like that, so got to be careful of that. I kind of noticed that out of all the Super Rare games that they sell on their site, this one kind of sold slowly, and I was thinking maybe it's because of survival horror. It's just not for everybody, and I get that. But this game is freaking awesome from what I played, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it. I was really happy that they put it out on the PS4. Probably one of the last games they're going to put as a physical on PS4 from Super Rare. But you can get it on Switch easily, I believe. I think the game is still widely available to get physical, so keep a lookout for this one. I think a lot of you guys will like it. Hashtag Blood by Humble Games. So, I didn't really know much about this game, but for the premise, it reminds me of the Powerpuff Girls, the way the art style looks. I can't say too much about it because I haven't really played this one yet. This one arrived from Super Rare recently. But from the looks of it, it actually looks like it's going to be pretty fun. I don't know. I'll let you guys know more about it in the future. I'll probably do like a Super Rare like video or something like that of their latest releases. But yeah, if you like the footage you're seeing here, it might be something that'll pique your interest. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this one for now.
She's descended from an ancient bloodline of highly agile spellcasting vampire hunters. Becky must unlock her latent abilities to save her friends, save the town, and save the world. So grab your garlic and sharpen your pencils, because there will be blood.
Here's Somerville. Now, this game came out a couple years ago, but it finally got a physical release by Super Rare Games. Now, this game is very similar to games like, if you guys remember Limbo, the side quest game, where it was like this kid was trying to, like, the shadowy kid was trying to rescue his sister, and then the other game, Inside, which was pretty insane, especially the ending. I believe these are made by the same person, but anyways, going back to this game, the game starts off with you at home with your family, just chilling and like watching television, and all of a sudden, there's an alien invasion going on, and a ship crashes into your house. Now, you and the family tried to scramble, get outside and leave the area because it's obviously like a danger zone. But of course, as soon as you walk to your car, something blows up and you can't get to it. So now you're trying to figure out what you could do. Now, a situation happens where your character ends up being incapacitated and your family's missing. So the game, I would say, pretty much starts from there. But the problem with this game for me is that there's too many puzzles. When you want to keep moving, there's a certain pace you want to be at with games, and you can't throw too many puzzles in the beginning. That, at least for me, that throws me off. I'm like, man, I don't want to play this anymore. But I'm gonna attempt to play it some more, and hopefully I'll beat the game. But I was talking with Jason about it. I'm not too sure about it as of right now, especially with one of the puzzles, like when you get to this ship and you have to pull this branch, and it's just so annoying. It's like I can't handle too many puzzles like that at one time. I need some pacing going on. But hopefully it'll get better. You know, we'll see. Maybe I was just too anxious when I played it before. I guess being that this is an adventure game, if you take out the puzzles, you probably beat this game in an hour. But there's just a thing with me, like it's just too much at one time. It's like, dude, like calm down. But we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try it again. You know, I hear it's a short game, but hopefully it's rewarding. I hear it has multiple endings, so hopefully I get the best ending the first time playing it, even if that's possible. Or did they pull a Valkyrie profile on us? We'll see. Here is Afterdream. Now, I love the cover of this game. This is a psychological horror game where you play as a character that goes to like this haunted area,
like no other.
And you're dealing with like ghosts and all kind of like a psychological horror and things that manifest, I believe, from your own dreams. It's pretty nightmarish, I would say. It reminds me a little bit, I don't want to say Claire, but the other game, I think,
I can smell the damn
I can't remember the name right now. It sucks. I'll type it in the chat, well, in the screen here. But it reminds me of that game. But definitely something pretty cool. I'm glad Super Rare is picking up on a lot of these horror type games. Glad it's got a physical release. And I gotta tell you guys, nobody could do horror games like an indie studio. They are the best at doing horror games. They just know what it takes to make these games chilling and suspenseful. And it's one of those games that gets right to it, you know, gets to the point. So definitely you won't be trotting around for too long before you find out what's going on. Here's Wargroove Part 1 and 2. Now, I heard about this game a long time ago. One of my friends told me that the one that came out on PS4 was created by the same guy who made Advanced Tactics on the Game Boy Advance. Now, if this is anything like Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance system, this game's going to be very addicting. So I'm preparing myself. But if you guys have played this one, I would love to know if you can compare it to that original game of Advance Wars. Let me know in the comment section. Here is Post Void for the PS5. Now, this is a first-person, like what you would call a boomer shooter. And guys, I tried to play this game, and I just didn't know how to do it. Unfortunately, I kept getting killed. I kept getting killed and reset back to a certain point where I figured out I wasn't even playing the game properly. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. It says try not to look back. Try to avoid lingering mistakes. So maybe you have to play it in a certain way or just like kill enemies in a certain order or something like that. I don't know. But when it comes to these games, I'm used to like taking everybody out and moving on. This game has a uniqueness to it. I just haven't figured it out yet. But if you guys have played this game and know what I need to do, let me know in the comment section. Alright guys, so if you made it this far to the video, I really appreciate it, and I would love to know your opinion on what you think of Super Rare Games as a limited print company. Like, do they get the products out on time? And also, what do you think about the products they put out with the games? You know, do you think they put out quality releases? But anyways guys, that's all I got for you in this video. Thanks for watching, The Radical One, and I will see you later.